Welcome to week 4 of the St. Louis Syndicate. I'm Nate Blackston. There's Brandon Lewis, and we are here with Survivor Shenanigans. This is beyond my belief, Brandon, what we've seen over the last 3 weeks. The Cincinnati Bengals have absolutely destroyed every single person in the Survivor pool, not once, but twice. And I just, at this point in time, it's almost like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, I'm gonna send individual notes to anybody who takes Cincinnati this week. I we're, I'm
Handwritten
gonna have to get
notes?
an email out. Yeah, we're gonna have to get an email out or something and go, what the fuck was going on with
Yeah.
that? Because that's taking your life in your own hands if you put
Yeah.
Cincinnati in another survivor pick.
Yeah. And not only are we losing survivors across the country here, the Sandman survivor is clearly taking a beating. If you take a look at our screen, I'll show you that we have our results 84% lost. But it wasn't all on Cincinnati. Tampa Bay took one on the chin this week. Everybody put their cards in the Baker Mayfield basket.
Yeah, yeah, it's something about betting on Baker. You can see down there in those most picked lines, it's a lot of people taking risky teams that, were due or on a run or whatever, and you get all the way down to like, I mean, you could even make the argument for the Jets that like, I took them in my leagues, but I just thought that New England wasn't going to get it done. It's not like the Jets were all of a sudden, an amazing team the week before or anything like that.
Right. The only team that really showed up to play football on this list was Buffalo. And
Oh,
that
without a
is,
doubt.
can be questionable. But so coming up, how's the strategy look? What do we need to be thinking? Are we looking play the favorite again? Because the last time we played the favorites, we lose, and then the week before we played the favorites and we lost. Oh, and the first week we played the favorites and we lost. So are we playing the favorite? It's San Francisco this week.
Well, this week, this is the first week that I'm advising the favorite because I don't know who else. I don't know who else to go with, to be perfectly honest. You look at San Francisco, and it's more fading New England, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
San Francisco didn't exactly play an awesome game last week, but the numbers were there and they did all right. And the Rams just, played way over their head. But the rest of these teams that have wide odds this week are up and down.
yeah.
You go to the Chiefs who don't care to win by more than 1 point, which means any week one screw up can cost them the game.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's a rough way to watch your survivor pick is, be sweating with 45 seconds left in the game.
Yeah. And Kansas City is just okay with winning every time. We talked about that.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, and it's because they win and they just take care of business. Possible tripping point this week. Houston could be a favorite. Jacksonville's coming to town. Jacksonville's over. I guess the question is really taking a look, and we talked a little bit about it, is division rivals. They can be a little scary sometimes, and when you're in your own division, these teams know each other.
Yeah. Yeah, you have those 2 games every year to for the coaches more than anything to figure out what the tendencies are and quickly react to what the coaches across from them are doing. It's not so much about the necessarily the players, though the long-term players help with it, but you're going to get closer games. Now, we can go back to like week 1 where I was talking about New Orleans giving it to Carolina um, where I thought it was going to be a positive for New Orleans coaches being used to dealing with Carolina so they can get the upper hand. And, you ultimately just have to kind of make that decision for yourself for sitting watching these games when you're taking a moonshot like Survivor.
Absolutely. So I'm personally on the Jets. I've got one survivor left. It's not Sandman. I took the boot there. I'm going with the Jets. I think that each week we're seeing a little bit more improvement out of the offense with Aaron Rodgers getting more comfortable. We're starting to understand a little bit more about what they're trying to accomplish. and I think that their defense is going to be a little bit more for the rookie Bo Nix to handle. Plus, they're on the East Coast back-to-back weeks, so regardless of if they traveled back and forth to Denver and flew twice, or if they stayed on the East Coast, it's going to be a lot of
Ooh, I did
travel,
look that up.
long time on the
Denver's
coast.
Denver stayed on the East Coast.
Did they? Okay, so that's something to think
Yes.
about. Denver stayed. They've been in a hotel now for almost 10 days.
2 weeks.
When
Yeah.
it's all said and done, it'll be a full 2 weeks. There's only so much you can do out there in on the East Coast, away from your family. So they could come out fired up and ready to go, or Aaron Rodgers just takes care of business, and I think that's what's going to happen in Survivor.
Yeah, since I've already taken the Jets and Houston, the Niners are almost certainly going to be my pick. The other one, the sneaky one, the one that you can't stomach, would be Dallas. Um,
Never.
Thursday nights are rough, on the road is rough, but I think the Giants, pretty much trash. So, the downside would be to hold Dallas until they're playing at home against the Giants and use
Yeah.
them then. But those are the two that are kicking around my head right now.
Well, as you can see, there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy autographs back here. So if this was the 1993 Dallas Cowboys, I'd definitely take that because Emmitt Smith would run wild. But since it's not, and we haven't won since then, I'm going to take a hard pass.
Fair enough.
All right, guys, that's Survivor Shenanigans. I'm Nate. He's Brandon. Have a good one.
Good luck, guys.